Hello, welcome to Family We've Got Your Back. I'm Michelle Christensen.
I'm Trent Christensen.
Yeah, I'm a family scientist, and he is a life scientist because he's a middle school math teacher. Anyway, so
There's not much science to it, to be honest with you. I think most teaching degrees actually are not educational degrees.
We'll talk about that on another episode when I figure out what he means.
They're masters of arts, not masters of...
I see what you're saying. Okay, got it.
Degrees,
okay.
Not...
BA, not a BS. Got it.
Right.
Okay. So, anyway. So, I last year wrote a book called something.
6 months to a...
Stronger family.
That's
what it's called, 6 months to a stronger family. And it's based on the things that we talk about in this podcast. And so we thought it would be a good idea to talk through the book for the next 6 months. So last month we did gratitude, which is the first month of the 6 months to a stronger family, because we firmly believe that gratitude is magic. And then the second one is love, because when you combine love with gratitude, it's more than the sum of its parts. And it just completely transforms your life. And the whole point of this podcast is to help you make and keep relationships so that they are the best part of your life instead of the most hurtful and disappointing part of your life.
Yeah.
Or at least not the most hurtful part of your life.
Yeah. Hopefully your relationships are good, you know? And so these are practical tools and practical
and
things,
skills
thought exercises that can make your relationships better.
Yeah. Sorry, he's got
something
dog
obnoxious
on him.
I don't think.
Okay.
Whatever.
So anyway, our whole point is to help you have a better life. And so we think that includes love.
It'd better involve some
type of love.
Some type of love. You know, when you love people, then and people love you, that's mainly all you need.
Thanks.
All you need is love.
Thanks, Paul. So it's Love 101.
Yeah.
Not really, though. It's our 101st episode, but it just so happens to be Love 101 today.
Yeah,
and so we're talking about love. All right. So our definition of love that we are going off of is not my book. I'm reading at the moment for fun.
I got it. So the definition that we got here is active, self-giving concern for the well-being of others, the benevolent affection and deep compassion for all creatures.
So yeah, basically, don't kick people or dogs.
Yeah.
Not funny, I know. But that's kind of the idea, is life is precious. Life is special. If we're going to have a society of an environment, right, then life and protecting life is the forefront of civilization.
Right.
So, in order to make that good, there are skills, things that have to happen, right? Like you can't just
mindsets
randomly hope and think things are going to work out in a good way, right?
Yeah.
That's not how it goes. And so the maturity that it takes to care more about someone else than you care about yourself in that moment, right? That self-giving, that in order for a society to work together, people have to care about each other, can be termed love if it is a strong affection and care, right?
Yeah. We talk very regularly about my occupation at the middle school. And we have, when kids are 11, 12, 13 years old, they think that they know what love is.
Yeah, because hormones just started for them. And so all of a sudden they feel this need for human connection more deeply than they did before. And they don't know how to do it yet.
And they don't. And it's fine that they don't know how to. But I think there's a lot of adult relationships that operate around this idea that it's not self-giving.
That it's receiving.
It's like, oh, we see that we have these commonalities. We see that we're attracted to each other. Therefore, we're in love. And that's
there's more to it than that.
That's superficial. There needs to be genuine concern, genuine investment, and genuine desire for the betterment of your whole relationship in order for it to be true love. And there might be more to it than that. But there should at least be some element of sacrifice. Like I'm giving up something.
I'm giving up playing video games so I can rake your leaves.
Or, it's
whatever,
like, so like I said, kids at the middle school, they'll feel they're in love until they notice there's something that irks them about this relationship.
Over.
And then it's over. That's not love. Like if you really truly love someone, then you're going to think, oh, I need to see things out of their viewpoint. I need to appreciate them. And because I love this person, I'm willing to sacrifice a little bit of my preferences for the betterment of our relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It takes a level of maturity. And again, that episode that we did about dating age, the research I did for that was terrifying. So another plug for not one-on-one pairing off relationship, loving, dating in relationships. Wait till they are mature enough to understand giving of oneself.
Right.
Caring about someone else more than they care about themselves because they know who they are and they know that if I am loving towards them and care about them, if we're in a relationship, they will care about me and take care of me as well. Yeah, so I don't have to worry about me because they care about me.
Well, and
we take care of each other. Yeah. Right? And so it's a non-selfish thing. And until they are at an appropriate age where that can happen, pairing off relationships aren't appropriate. They actually are quite destructive and lead to a lot of abuse and emotional damage.
Yeah.
And it is frightening if they start young. And the younger they start, the more damage that happens. I don't know anybody who started dating at 11, 12, like pairing off actual dating at such a young age that was not in some sort of abusive relationship.
Yeah. We don't know everybody's situation, but
so just be wise.
Maturity is pretty key.
Is really key. Yeah. So right now we have a son, our only one that's ever had a relationship. Oh, I'm being told to shut up. And we're okay with it because of how mature they're being and how responsible and careful that they are being. And so
there you go.
Plug for waiting to date until they are mature enough to handle it. And again, the typical age that research says is if they can drive, they typically have the mental capacity to care about others.
That was a weird
Just be wise. All I'm saying is I'm not telling you what age your child should date. It is individually based on their maturity level, but typically 16 is the good age. And while that may not be true for everybody, typically younger than that leads to very destructive behaviors and formative situations that become baggage. Anyway, but that's not what we wanted to talk about. So sorry. That was a tangent that I feel is so important, okay? Especially seeing the kids, just the destructive things that they are doing to their lives because of the need to be loved. So anyway, provide that love at home, and the need to find it outside the home will be less.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first thing that we would like to talk about is the active love, right? So love isn't just an emotion, isn't just a thought. It is a behavior. And so all three of those things together equal love.
Yeah.
So active love includes behavior. And so the first part of the action is noticing. Notice what actions are appreciated when you are trying to show your love. So basically this is pay attention to the response when you show your love. So that because often when you show your love, they're not receiving it. So that giving and the receiving is not often what you want to have happen. Because you can't control.
Yeah.
Sorry, my chair is high. You can't control someone else's response, right? And their preferences. And so if you write a note, but they're like, whatever, right? They want you to actually say it to them. Or they want you to do the dishes.
Right.
It's like, thanks for writing me a note, but you're sitting there and I'm doing the dishes, right?
Yeah.
So find out by paying attention to their response to what you do to show. So you're like, okay, I'm going to work today because I love you type thing. Do they even notice that as an act of love? Right?
Right. Yeah.
Or I'm doing the dishes. Do they notice that as an act of love, or do they just think, well, yeah, because you ate.
That's your job.
It's your job.
You do that.
You ate, you clean. Right? It's like you have a bathroom, you clean it. Like, right? But some people see that as an act of love. Right? So just notice their response to what you do out of love. And intentionally do it out of love. Not so that you receive their response, but to notice how what you do out of love helps them feel, right? So your actions are selfless because you're doing something to show them love, to help them feel love.
Yeah, and when you do things out of love instead of out of duty, then it becomes... it's motivating.
It is. It becomes less of a chore. Mm-hmm. It becomes a joy.
Right.
Right.
Like, oh, I can see that so-and-so is having a hard day. Why don't I take this load off because I love them? And so it's not, you're not saying, oh, I'm going to do this because it has to get done. It's a completely different vibe, even though it's the same activity. And so when you do things out of love, then... yeah, it draws your hearts closer together.
Yes.
You recognize that...
but only if they receive it in love.
Yes. Right.
Because a lot of times Trent would come home, see that things needed to be done, and do them, but not ask me what I needed him to do. And so he just did what he wanted to do. And I'm like, well, thanks for even the conversation. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to complain against you. Yeah. I'm just saying that we kind of messed it up a bit sometimes.
We did sometimes.
Because he was showing me love. I was not receiving it.
Yeah.
Because I wanted a conversation first.
Right?
It's like, so his love is just quietly do it.
Uh-huh.
Mine was... I would like you to show me attention, conversation, acknowledge my presence, and ask my preference and then do it out of love, right?
Yeah.
Like I needed a step before the act. And so we've learned, have a conversation. Oh, not hard.
No.
Right? Like but like I said, we had to notice.
We had to notice.
And then act on that noticing, right? And so he geared his actions so that I would feel loved instead of him just showing love and me not feeling it.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, and so the next step in active love is when you notice them being loving, say something, comment on it, indicate in some way, I feel loved. Whether it's through gratitude, which again, that love and the gratitude for the love draws you even more together, right?
Yeah.
Or it's, I don't know. Well, I just had my thought process just stopped. Sorry.
Well, we had this situation today at the school where I had a party for my students that had earned a reward finally, and it's Friday, so
good behavior reward.
Ice cream floats, right?
Right.
And there were many, I wish it was more, but there were many people that expressed gratitude.
Right.
And it made me happy
verbally to your
verbally
face.
To my face.
A lot of them expressed gratitude, but not
they were
specifically.
Excited. Oh, yay, we burned our parties. Like, yay. They're happy.
Right? That was an expression of gratitude. But only a few came up to him and said thank you. Right? And so that extra step made them
closer together.
Both feel.
I was fulfilling a responsibility that I had set for them. And so there was some duty involved. But as soon as there was some gratitude involved and some recognizing of that, then it made it all the better.
It became a pleasure for him instead of just his fulfilling his responsibility. Right? And so that's why we're like gratitude and love go hand in hand.
Yeah.
So again, making sure that message is received so that they know, instead of just coming in and doing the dishes, I am going to have a conversation. So they not change their behavior, but understand this is what it takes if I want them to feel loved. And this is what it takes for me to feel loved and to tell them instead of just having them guess, right?
Right.
You want people to... I don't understand subtleties very well. And so I need that conversation. I need the direct, non-beating around the bush hinting. Right?
Right.
Like for our kids, for Christmas presents, I have a spreadsheet. And they tell me what they want. And if it's possible, we take care of it. Because, and this broke my heart, when we were getting married, the Christmas before we were getting married, we were engaged. And so I was receiving Christmas gifts for that, I guess you could call it a trousseau or whatever it is. And KitchenAids were on sale, and I wanted one because that was the brand my mother had, and I loved it. It was fabulous mixer, never broke down. It was great, right? And I thought, I don't want a crappy mixer if I'm going to be now a mother and wife and using a mixer instead of my mother's to take care of my husband and provide the food for the family because he had no interest in that duty. But I liked it. I liked the creative part of it. And so I said, Mom, KitchenAids are on sale. I would like one for Christmas. So she had me go to the store, buy one for my sister, wrap it for her, and have my mother give it to my sister for Christmas. And she didn't want it. And I felt unloved because I didn't get a KitchenAid. And I'm not doing this to hurt my mother. I'm saying that lack of communication between us, or when I said something to her because my sister was a baker, but I was not yet a baker because she was the baker and I never had the opportunity. It was not something that I had an interest in yet, right? So she just, instead of remembering who had asked for the KitchenAid, she made the logical conclusion that it would be the one who liked to bake, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm sure that's all it was. And so that's why I have a spreadsheet and I write it down and I make them fill it out and tell me, I like this type of stocking candy. I like this type of stocking candy. And they get what they want so that they know I care and pay attention and give it to them so that they never feel confused about who they are in my life. Right?
Yeah.
And like I said, this was a simple just connection because Sarah was the baker. I was not the baker. I was not the chef. I did other things that were my hobbies, right? Sarah has always been a better homemaker than me. Always. And so that would be the logical
conclusion.
Who wanted the mixer? It must be Sarah, right? It wasn't, so I am not trying to say anything against my mother. Please understand that. I love my mother. And she loves me. And so that hurt could have easily been avoided, right? And so that is one way I express my love is the Christmas gift spreadsheet. Because I am not subtle. And so I'm sure a lot of you have that same thing where you want to make sure that there is no misunderstanding. So we are saying, make sure that they understand how you feel loved.
Right.
So anyway,
and it doesn't need to be
that long rambling story,
yeah.
It doesn't need to be a grand gesture. It doesn't need to be a KitchenAid mixer for Christmas because those things are expensive, right? It's a simple, hey, thanks. Yeah. I really appreciate that. And that was a really loving thing to do. Thank you. Just
daily simple things too. Daily little things.
And that is what helps. Yes. Yeah. Sorry, I keep interrupting you. But that is what people feel the most loved by is those consistent daily things that you do and not the grand gestures. Grand gestures are nice. And especially on official holidays, official holidays some people think they're a greeting card scam type thing or a jewelry store scam or whatever, but they're not. They are just a formal way to express how you feel about someone else, right?
Right.
And so take those informal opportunities daily to express how you feel about the people in your life.
Right.
Alrighty. So active love takes effort, it takes thought, and it takes a feeling that motivate the thought and the feeling that motivate that action, that effort. Because every relationship requires effort. And we're not saying it has to be hard because it can be like what we were saying. It was a pleasure.
Yeah.
That effort was a pleasure and wasn't sacrificial, right? Like you're hurting yourself to love them. We're not saying that you have to hurt yourself to love someone else, but we're saying that love is a joy when you do it properly.
Yeah.
It is not a painful thing all the time.
Right.
Right? Okay, so our assignment, kind of a given. Practice active love. Try it. Notice.
Yeah. If you already do this, like if you already have
his mom is fabulous at this, by the way.
Then just keep on doing what you're doing. Like there's never enough of this kind of thing when you're just putting yourself out there, you're sacrificing for your community, for your loved ones. And this time of year is really easy. Well, it's not easy ever, but it's easier because a lot of people are trying to think outside of their own individual relationships. they're thinking about what should I get this person for Christmas, and so there's more of a natural tendency around this time of year to be other-minded.
Yeah.
And so encourage that and make it a year-round process.
Yeah, and we're not saying a gift-giving
No.
process, but we're saying a giving of yourself
Giving
process.
of yourself regularly.
So yeah, and practice makes perfect. You're not going to be perfect at it your first try. You have to keep trying.
Yep.
Keep practicing it. All right. You
Yeah.
have a great week.
Have a good week.
And enjoy the holiday seasons.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.